So the long-awaited Bitcoin halving is just 1 week away. What's that going to do for the price of Bitcoin? And what exactly is the Bitcoin halving? You'll find out in this video. How's it going, everyone? It's John at Real John Doe with Currency.com. We're about to get into our talk about the Bitcoin halving coming up next week. But first, take a second here, hit the like, subscribe button, support the channel, because we will have more videos like this coming out. The Bitcoin halving is coming up next week. This only happens every 4 years. This is a major event for Bitcoin. There's been lots of hype about what this can do for the price and also if it can create a stronger demand. At the moment, Bitcoin's up over 100% from this year's low, and we'll have a look at the chart later in the video. But first, let's talk about the halving. So what exactly is the halving? The halving is when new Bitcoins coming into circulation that gets rewarded to miners gets cut by 50%. Every 210,000 blocks, which is roughly 4 years, the amount of Bitcoin that miners receive when they mine Bitcoin becomes cut in half. So this means miners will then receive 50% fewer Bitcoins than the previous halving. In 2009, it started at 50 Bitcoins being mined every 10 minutes. And now we're 2 halvings later, currently 12.5 Bitcoin are being mined every 10 minutes. This process will end once we reach about 21 million coins, which will be roughly in the year 2140. We all won't be here around that time. But if this video still is, then I would make my personal prediction that 1 Bitcoin will be over $1 million by year 2140. This supply schedule called the halving was put in place by the anonymous Satoshi Nakamoto, and it can never be changed. Let's have a look at the countdown and how Bitcoin performed in the previous halvings. So here I have the weekly chart pulled up for Bitcoin, and I just marked out the most previous halving we've had and the upcoming one we have right now. You can see here it started. It was July 11th, 2016 at about $650. And right after that halving in 2016, you can see we went sideways around this range and we made our way up to all-time highs. So since that previous halving, the gain to all-time highs was roughly about 2,000%. And Bitcoin has corrected quite a bit since the previous all-time high. It tried to make a new high last year and had a correction from that, but it did not make a new low compared to the one in the previous year. And right now, we are right here on the halving in 2020. So I got it zoomed out here. And if Bitcoin were to repeat the previous halving, you would expect to see something like this in the price action, where it would move sideways a little bit and then eventually break out to a new high. Let's have a look at the countdown. Currently right now at the time of filming, there is 7 days, 1 hour, 57 minutes. So here's another chart here showing previous halving performance. We just looked here from the second, but here's also from the first, and you can see there's quite a big move. And now we're right around here waiting on that next move. We're gonna go up or down to $100 if that comes. Total Bitcoins in circulation is 18,362,213. The total Bitcoins to ever be produced, 21 million. Percentage of total Bitcoins that are mined right now is 87.44%. And just so you know, by the time you're watching this video, these numbers, some of these numbers will have changed. And there's 2.6 million left to be mined. And the current price is roughly around 8,860 with a market cap of 162,700,220,077.50. And those are some of the basic numbers that most people will keep track of here is the market cap, the price, total coins that are out, total that are left to mine, things like that. Let's see. Let's have a look at what Currency.com is saying. Also, don't forget, right before the Bitcoin halving date, Currency.com will be having a 0% commission date where you can trade Bitcoin with 0 commission, 0 fees. So right now, Currency.com is saying that the bulls are in control and 10,000 could be our next potential target, but we need to stay above 8,000 in the meantime for that to look like a possibility, which we are maintaining right now. The smaller time frames are showing a possible correction to support, but we'll have a look at that next in the chart and see where the price lines to watch. The current price right now at the time of filming, we just had a little bit of price action, is on the daily chart is 9,072, and it looks like it's moving right now pretty quick. Trader sentiment, 63% long, 37% short. So you can see clearly the bulls are in control right now. And we just broke a new high of day. So we're probably going to flip that 9,000 into support. So looking at the weekly chart from halving to halving, we were trending downwards from that high we had last year at around 14,000. And now we're right in this range right here to break out of that. If we were to break 10K, that would mean we are testing this next resistance line here at about 10,550. If that were to break and become a support, that would mean we are going to test the high from last year. This would be the best case scenario if we were to make it to new highs with no crazy corrections in the way, similar to the second halving. The reason I put these lines here is because Bitcoin loves to trade based off of supports and resistance levels. You can see that's what has happened in the past, and that's what I would expect from the price action in the future based on previous data until we make it to a new high or even a new low. So we can confirm as of right now, the MACD just had a bullish divergence and it's looking good compared to previous times. Also the RSI, that's also looking healthy. It's not overbought, oversold. We're kind of sitting close to the middle, but leaning a little bit more the overbought side. The price action is looking really good for Bitcoin right now. We've had almost 8 weeks now of making higher highs and higher lows, and it doesn't seem like it's going to stop. The bulls are picking up quite a bit of momentum, and May is a very bullish month for Bitcoin. And we have the halving here that happens only once every 4 years. So we can expect to see a lot of different price action in the next weeks, and even months to come. But as long as the bulls can keep up the momentum, hold off that 8K and 7K range, then it can possibly test 10K. And then we can come back, have a look at this weekly chart in about a year, and you'll see Bitcoin will potentially be at a new all-time high price. So that's it for this video. Get ready for some Bitcoin price action. Good luck with your trades. From me, John Doe, and Currency.com.